Welcome back to another State Park Sunday here at Big Ben's Outdoors, and you join me here on the shores of the North Loup River at the aptly named North Loup State Recreation Area located here in central Nebraska. This is a beautiful little park, and I could see fish. I'm standing here. I could see the fish. That's got great fishing access, great basic campsites, but it's tiny. So we're going to do just a quick drive through this park. We have two parks to show you today. Two small but mighty, I have a feeling. The other one has some cabins, but we're going to start here at North Loup, and we're going to check her out and see what she's got. But man, look at this. This is one of the campsites, guys. I'd love to camp here. All right, we are about, I think, 7 miles, just a couple miles outside of St. Paul, Nebraska, off of Highway 281. We're rolling into the small but pretty North Loup State Recreation Area. As we roll in, you'll see a couple things here. There, you can buy some permits there. You can get a day permit. And then we have primitive campsites at this site. Those are $10 a night. So all North Loup has is primitive sites. But, you guys, they're great. This is another one. This is my first time here. And I like it. Okay, just gonna say that I like it. Look how beautiful this is as we roll in. We're off the highway. We're out here in the middle of nowhere, and it's quiet. We're gonna immediately take a left, and we're gonna go up here. We're gonna check out some of these campsites. Now, again, every single site here is just a primitive $10 a night site. It's got a fire pit. Some of them are in better condition than others. None of them are in the greatest. Okay, just not going to sugarcoat it. But you do see these campsites. You know, we have one to the right, and then this one off to the left. You know, we got a couple picnic tables right in front of us. We got a nice bench that we can get out and sit and look at the North Loup River. That is a nice, beautiful view. Let's get our other camera up so we can see that. That view that we're getting. Boy, I wouldn't mind sitting there. That'd be all right. Now, just off to the right of the park benches is that bench right there on that circle right as we enter. And I did love hanging out on that bench. Is the Sandy Trail, which is a 0.32 mile trail along the shore of the North Loup River. It's a hike, bike, hunt, and cross-country ski. Yeah, you can read the sign. It's a pretty trail. I'm really kicking myself for overbooking myself today. That's beautiful. And there's a campsite right here, right by it. And I can tell this is this would be where I'd camp, 100%. So let's continue on with our tour, unfortunately. All right, let's keep going. We got lots to do today. I don't know if I'd camp over here. I think it'd be a little noisy with that bridge. However, the fishing access along the river, man, it'd make it worth it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hang. We're gonna go ahead and hang a left or continue forward as we would have been. Off to the left, we do have some more water access for you. So if you're coming out just to fish during the day, this could be a good spot. I will say that I don't know if it's gonna make it in this video, but man, there's a lot of fish in those waters. Here's, again, you can see somebody's done a good job, and they've moved a park bench over there by the water, but you have 1, 2, 3 fire pits off to the left. We're going to switch the camera off to the right, and we have the outhouse. It's primitive, and it is currently still locked, weirdly enough. So I don't know if that's a seasonal thing or what, but that's my guess. It is still pretty early. We're still before Memorial Day. Let's keep on heading down the road. Off to the left, we have another primitive site with that fire pit there. And then here off to the left, we have a couple primitive sites with some parking. Again, the river's right down there. A little spur off to the river. So those 2 fire rings right there. Not a lot of picnic tables at this park, unfortunately. And, well, as quick as we got here, you guys, this is about where we end. North Loup is tiny. I think it's 12. I'm gonna correct myself down below. About 12 campsites, but this is where we started off, and this is where the intro was. And I can tell you what, if we're gonna go ahead and pan off to the right camera here, and off to the right is where I stood and did film the intro, and I stood there on the bank, and I saw a bunch of little sunfish, just right on the bank, which indicates to me, you know, all those fry are there and little babies. Dad's in there too. Okay. And there was a couple big floppers. So the fishing here has got to be excellent. But we only do have those 2 sites there. I honestly wouldn't mind camping here. It'd be nice and quiet. Again, you don't have a ton of facilities. And you don't have a ton of campsites. But who cares? It's beautiful. We do have, I think at one time these were sites off to the left. I'll put the camera on them real quick. They don't necessarily look like they've been maintained. My guess is this is one of those that has just doesn't get a lot of traffic aside from anglers, and you know, there's only so much game and parks money. So, you know, thinking about that, buy your park permit, Nebraskans. Buy your fishing permit. That's what gets them their dollars. That's what gets us our park money. So we're gonna go ahead and head out of the park. Well, North Loup might be the smallest park in the Nebraska State Park system. It really has so much to offer. And if you notice, if the astute among you notice that I'm wearing something different, that's because I'm here on a different day. Long story short, we're going to go back up to visit another park to get some better footage of it. But I wanted to stop here again, and it is a month later. It is just as beautiful as the first time I was here. North Loup, again, is located right outside of St. Paul, Nebraska. And if you like this, and again, by the way, we're not doing 2 parks in this video. I'm going to link it up here or up here. That's Victoria Springs. That was going to be a second one. That one turned out to be bigger and merited its own video. And frankly, this one merits its own as well. North Loup is fantastic. Again, it's right outside of St. Paul, Nebraska, off of Highway 281 up here in central Nebraska. And if you like this and you want to see more, I do these every single Sunday. It's called State Park Sundays. I have a playlist here at the end that'll show you that. And next Sunday, we're going up to the park. We're headed up to next, just up the road, is Alamus Reservoir, which we're going from the smallest park in the Nebraska State Park system to the 3rd largest lake in the Nebraska State Park system. So anyway, I hope to see you guys every Sunday. Hit that subscribe button and check out the playlists down below for the State Park Sundays. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again.